What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the In the Round podcast. Got your boy Matt Burrill hanging out with you. And today, an episode we've been wanting to get for a long time. Got my good buddy, Mr. Noah Hicks, joining us today. He's had a big year, the last year. A lot's happened for him. The last few years since we first got to know each other. And he had some new music come out recently called I Can Tell You're Small Town, which is just badass. You'll hear it at the end of the episode. But first, got some housekeeping, of course. Got to talk to y'all about the sponsors. Whaletail Media, our close friends, actually, with Noah Hicks. Our boy Wales, BZ, Gracie, the whole crew over there at Whaletail Media. They get the job done. You're looking for content creation. You're getting hitched. They even do Whaletail weddings, and they are awesome. Make sure you check them out. Whaletail Media Co. Happy to have them as a partner, not only here on the podcast, but also on the Writers' Rounds over at Live Oak every other Tuesday night. Speaking of partners, Saxman Studios, big fan of what these guys do. Grady, Grant, Saul, Tim, Will, the whole crew. They're top of the line. They're big supporters of the scene. They have been for a while, and they're always working and grinding on projects. And if you're looking for a place to get your project done, you know what you want to say, and you want someone to help you say it, hit up the boys at Saxman Studios. They just moved to a brand new location and very affordable rates, top of the line production, and their resume speaks for themselves. Check them out, Saxman Studios. And last but certainly not least, our boys from Trailside CBD Emporium, Delta 8 THC. It's in, it's legal, it's great, non-psychoactive, mostly a body high. Highly, no pun intended, recommend it. Make sure you guys check them out, Trailside CBD Emporium, and use the promo code ITR at checkout. You get 20% off your order. So go and check them out. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. This fun conversation I got to have with my buddy Noah Hicks.
It's kind of funny.
Do people do it a lot?
People I know.
Well, how do you do it?
Sheesh. I don't know.
You have no idea where it came from?
Not really, but I kind of know when to use it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I guess
I have no idea where it came from. Where it came from either. But like I just hear people saying it.
Yeah,
the internet's a wild thing, man.
It's like a TikTok thing.
Yeah, man. TikTok, freaking dances and sheesh and. There's some
That
I don't really
fancy like song. And we fancy like Applebee's.
I mean, you see it with all kinds of.
It's crazy that song just popped off.
Yeah, man. It can stay stuck in your head. Mm-hmm. You know what's wild? Walker Hayes was like my first country artist that I ever interviewed.
Really?
Back in 2014. I was still drinking.
That was 1 year after I graduated.
Of what?
High school.
High school?
No, excuse me. Whoa.
I was going to say, I graduated high school 2015.
Yeah, not high school. I think it was middle school.
Oh, damn. But yeah,
Delta 8, dang Delta 8.
Trailside CBD. They got this new peanut butter stuff, guys. It is off the chains. We
straight up just ate a sandwich.
Had some PB&J sandwiches. You guys can get it 20% off, promo code ITR. Get some Trailside CBD. Shout out Andrew for hooking it up. But yeah, Walker Hayes at that time, he had a song called Pants. You ever hear that song?
No.
And he kind of had a haircut like what you got right now. Like he had like longer hair and stuff. At that point, he was drinking pretty hard. Like we partied with him and stuff. But I saw him at my rider, the pub, this tiny little pub with maybe like 20 other people.
That's sick.
And now it's like it's just kind of crazy to see that,
For sure. And I bet he was still a hang like he probably is now.
Yeah, well, back then now he's sober.
Right.
I'm also sober. So
Facts.
we both had to quit, and at that time we were both using lots of alcohol.
Yeah.
And had a good time, but thankfully I'm sober, so it's all good. But how have you you see? I mean, for an up and coming artist, like the internet is a huge thing. Like,
Facts, dude.
It's like you can't pop up in these new places without it.
Dude, it's how I got, it started in everything. Social media, Instagram, it being, it's how I met Dylan Marlowe, and that's how I got my first single raised on the radio, because we were, middle of Instagram, didn't even meet each other, texting each other, whatnot, and yeah, he sent me raised or whatever. I was like, dang, dude, can I cut that? He was like, yeah, $300. Never paid him, still cut it. Been like been a really big song for me. Like people like,
yeah, dude.
People were like, dang, he's serious. Like this is good.
I mean, it's essential, and you think Noah Hicks.
And Dylan wrote that by himself, which is like pretty cool.
Yeah, and that was when he was first. Cause you and him are you guys the same age?
No, he's 24, 25. Yeah, I'm 22.
Okay,
I'm pretty young.
Yeah, because I was gonna say you guys are both like at that point, like that
Dude,
song
yeah,
comes out what 2017, 2018? Did that come out 2019?
I think it was 2018.
2018?
Because I did 2018, 2019, and 20.
Yeah,
and then 21.
You guys are both starting out. Both
Dude, 100%. Like he was
both doing pretty well for yourselves
now.
It's
he
cool.
had like I guess Trey Landon and kind of more people in his area. I had Reed Morris that was in my hometown that was kind of doing it, and some other people, I guess you could say. But like, Trey was already kind of doing it. I'm sure he already had like people in Nashville, and I don't know really Trey's story, but yeah. So like, and Dylan's honestly one of the best songwriters I know personally. Kind of blows me away sometimes, and especially during quarantine when he was on Zoom, and he'd just be like in there playing my guitar and just like writing hit songs on it. I'm just like, I'll be able to sell that guitar one day. But yeah, it was just cool, man. He's just like, it's nuts how good he is, and
so you guys,
honestly, the whole friend group.
Yeah, man, because there's all kinds. It's like Nashville is very much. It does have like this high school kind of feel to it.
Facts.
Like you have your class. I mean, people say it all the time. We say it on this podcast all the time. Like the people that moved to town about the same time as you, or have that same geographic thing, and like y'all's crew is pretty solid, and it keeps like growing.
Facts.
Everybody's out there networking, doing their own thing too.
100%, and like a lot of stuff happened for me quick, but it was I rode on the coattail. I wouldn't say I rode on their coattail, but they did a lot of the hard work for me. They were in town before I was, meeting the people I needed to meet. So when I would meet them, the people I needed to meet outside, when I was hanging out with Tyler Chambers, Dylan, Bryce, Derek, whoever, Chad, whoever I was with, and they would just, hey, here's my buddy Noah. It just made it so easy. And I had really long hair at the time.
I remember that.
Yeah, and nobody had it at the time. I don't think. Like I get people had long hair, but like I don't remember a lot of like fresh artists having like super like long hair. I consider that super duper long hair. But yeah, and it's funny. I remember when I cut my hair, 2020 January or whatever. I moved to town and people like didn't recognize me.
Yeah,
and I was just like, dang. But anyways, it all it all works out, but. It's just cool to know that we're that tight knit and that we all push each other to be the best, and we all even though it's a rat race and we're all trying to climb the same mountain, but we all still drop our ropes if they if somebody needs getting pulled up or whatever. We all are boys. It's great. It's a pretty cool feeling to know that like. We're all doing the damn thing, too. Like, we're, like, doing it. Everybody's got really cool things going on. So, like, it's nuts.
Yeah, man. And you talk about that friend group being tight-knit. Another thing that's tight-knit for you, you're from, like, if you listen to Justin Moore's song, Small Town USA.
Facts, dude. My boss wrote that. It's crazy.
Bro, we'll get to all that shit, too. I want to back up. And you talk about Small Town USA, Carrollton, Georgia. And you and your family super tight knit. You're very big, and was it hard to leave that for Nashville?
Facts. It was. It was it's just hard. Luckily it's only 4 hours away. I can't imagine like Tyler Chambers has a really pretty farm in South Georgia where he's from, and Dylan's got a really cool hometown too, and like, but they live 8 hours, or so I think away.
I'm 13.
I'm 4. I'm literally like, yeah, it's like it's nothing for me just to shoot down to home or whatever. And it was tough though. Man, you definitely miss the dirt road, and you definitely miss like the things that you have a little bit of FOMO when you see your buddies like doing some really fun things that you used to do back home. But at the same time, we're doing some really big things up here, and it'll all like, I've learned to have a very to not 100% worry about what's going on right now. Like, think about it, but don't dwell on what's going to happen in the next 6 months. Think about like what doors can you step through in the next year, 5 years, and dreaming big is kind of where my head's at. You know what I mean? I just always try to just think as big as possible.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I mean, hey, that's that positive thinking, and just it keeps you driving. And if you're a competitor, like wanting to really like compete against yourself to get there, like
100%. Well, you just listen to the guys that are doing it right now, that are like the big dogs, and they didn't get stuff didn't start happening to them until they were in their 30s and whatnot, and it took them however many publishing deals, and I know like Shane McAnally's story is pretty insane, because like he's like he's the bomb.com when it comes to being a hit songwriter, as his record shows, and it's just nuts that we kind of stress now that we're not like in the same shoes as certain people, like, you know what I mean, like worrying about somebody else, like thinking like, dang, I wish I was there, wish I wrote that song, wish I could get that deal, wish I could have that. But you think about it and you're like, it could all be a season, literally.
Yeah.
Like people get like, it's like people have the reality of like, people get dropped, and people like, things happen, and if you get comfortable and stop working as hard as you did when you were hungry, that's when you'll fall off the wagon. And I feel like, not saying that there's a lot of people in this town that like have that mentality that are super hungry, and I feel like everybody gravitates towards them, and you're friends with them as well, because because I'm in the same friend group as you as well. We all know each other. That's what's crazy. Like this, Sigs in the outfield, like that, that, that group chat. Like we all know each other, and I could go on and on and on about that group chat, but like, so, but it's just nuts.
Yeah, dude. So how many siblings you got?
2.
You got 2, a brother and a sister.
Older brother, younger sister.
Yeah, because I met you, like, I had heard Raised on the radio, and I don't know if It Ain't Me was out yet when I met you. When did that come out?
I think it was, I said October 12th, right?
When
it was already out.
It Ain't Me?
I dropped it July 7th.
Yeah, because I remember those were the 2 songs. I was like, damn, there's no Hicks kid, badass. Like, and then we met in Carrollton, and met the family. And dude, Carrollton, Georgia, that little amphitheater thing you guys got,
man, it's dope. It's sick.
It ain't the biggest thing in the world, but I'll tell you what, it holds a good amount of people, and those people get rowdy and have a really good time, and that's a fun crowd to play to.
They shut off that street, bro. They can fit a lot of people.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's the thing that you think, like, you see the way the venue's set up and all that, but then you realize when they shut down the streets.
Yeah. There's a lot of room, honestly. It can be like, and it's so crazy that like I had that in my hometown. I've had it for a while. Yeah, of course, it slacked off. There for a minute, it was like every weekend. I wish I spent a little more time up there watching a bunch of bands, but at the same time, there was a lot of like getting hammered, nonsense going on, and getting drunks, just I hate hangovers, so I try not to like drink a lot.
Yeah, because there's another bar like right next to it,
dude. There's like bars next to, like, we're like right outside. There's a pub that like has a window that opens up and sells beer out the back or whatever. But it's great. But you can bring your coolers and whatever and like drink, and like kids are up on top of the parking deck doing what kids do, like high school kids and stuff like that. We didn't hang out at the parking deck, but it's just crazy. You could drive literally not even 10 minutes outside, like from that spot right there, and you could already hit cornfields, and which is great because it makes doing what I'm doing now just natural. Like, it's like I pick out a lot of scabs. I was talking about this last night. I pick out a lot of scabs, like when it comes to songwriting, like when it just especially like wow, just girls, whatever. It's just crazy how like I have to do that, but like maturely do it. You know what I mean? It's just like it's anything like with just back home memories, anything. I don't know. It can. Some days are easier than others when you're about the happy-go-lucky, like that's how we do it around here kind of songs. But when you write the like heartbreak, you're like, dang, I did have to do that or experience a little bit of that, and it's crazy to like know that I'm getting to write the songs about that personally for me with the people that I used to listen to, the songwriters that wrote the songs that I used to listen to. You know what I mean?
That were about that.
That were about that. Like, that were, like, writing about that. And then, like, I'm sitting there, and, like, when we're just doing it, like, and I'm just like, dang. It's just, like, such a, like, surreal moment. Like, I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Yeah, because you experienced being a big part of, it seems like the style, like the southern country, a big thing. People grew up in the country, and a lot of people experience a college town.
Right.
And you're in Carrollton, Georgia. You're getting both of that.
I had it right. Yeah, I had both of it, which is cool.
Yeah.
Which is cool about like the kind of singles that are fixing to drop, or the next single that's fixing to drop August 13th. Right. I'm gonna make sure. But yeah, it's called "I Can Tell You're a Small Town," and
I think have you played it at a round?
Yes, I'm gonna.
So I was gonna say I've definitely heard you mention that title before.
Yeah,
it's a damn good song.
Thanks, bro.
I'm excited.
Which is cool because I released that "Drinking into College Town" with Langston and Travis, which is freaking just. That's a whole that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, which one of those guys did you see in a show first? Which one of those guys did you see live first?
John.
Delta 8.
John.
Where was your first John Langston show?
Rome City Brew House. I went to a lot of shows up there. It was an hour away from the house, like straight up 27. So it was a quick little ride, and
You're saying Rome City Brew House, like the smaller one?
Yeah, like the little the downstairs bar with the creepy upstairs. Is that Rome City Brewery?
How big is it?
Bro, I'm pretty sure you've been there.
I've been to the Brew House, but I think there's another one.
It might be called the
Rome
Brew
City.
House.
Yeah,
it might be
now
the Brew
it's called
House.
Peaches.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know it was that. It's called the Brew House now, or Peaches, whatever.
Yeah.
Is it like the little, like the backstage is like the quote unquote backstage is like a storage unit or a storage or not a storage unit but a storage place?
Like upstairs?
No.
No, yeah, that's a different place.
Okay.
Definitely a different place.
We might be like, okay. Anyway, it's a bar. It's like a bar restaurant.
Yeah.
But anyways, he was there, and that's where I met Dylan. I asked Dylan. I was like, "Hey, I need a producer," and he, told me about Brad Wagner, and that's John Langston's guitar player.
Yeah.
And I went to the show and watched the whole concert. Stayed in the back by the merch guy, and was just watching John Langston just do his thing. And then after that, I walked up to Brad and was like, "Hey, Dylan Marlowe told me to get in touch with you about some songs." And he was like, "Yeah, you have my number." And then it all started kind of from there. Brad, I didn't sleep on Brad's couch for the first time. The first time I went to Nashville was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I want to hear the couch crashing saga because people couch crash, and then you were coming up here a lot.
Yeah, I came up here.
You spent some time on some couches.
I did. Young too. I was like 17. It's like the craziest one was when I first come to Nashville. I was in Alabama, somewhere at a marina bar with a hotel outside of it. Like Corey Daly was there, Colton Friday, a guy named Brandon Henson. I think Brandon Oder might have been there. Some other people that were like Chad Miller, I know was there. I think Brady Thrower, like just a bunch of people that were that were kind of early on in like a little bit of my musical career that were influences that helped me out along the way. But yeah. Didn't have a place to stay the next day, and that's when I was driving to Nashville the next morning. Met some lady. She was like, have some friends. Had the card in my pocket the next day. Called them. They were like, yeah, we're expecting you. Showed up, and it was great. They treated me like one of their own, and slept in their basement. But it was I had my own little room and a bathroom and everything. It was kind of dope. The cat was kind of annoying, but like, I mean,
What
I like cats.
What was the cat's name?
I don't even remember. Like,
Was it like just like a little asshole cat?
no, it was just like it just always wanted some attention, and I would give it some whenever like I would want to like play with it, but like I'd be trying to like do something and just like it'd just be all up in my like way. I'm just whatever, but it was cool. I got kind of did whatever I wanted. I showed up whenever I needed. Like at what time they didn't have like rules. You know what I mean? I had my own key. Like it was kind of cool. Like they trusted me a lot, and I didn't even know them. And it was just like, that's nuts. And then I started kind of sleeping on Brad Wagner's couch some. His girl had to like, kind of was the yay or nay to that situation, but at the time, his girl at the time. But Brad's a solo stallion now, so he's out riding the plains with John still. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, I did his couch. Chapin Leatherwood, I slept on his couch a few times, but he had a nice place in the Gulch. I think it was like right when he first moved here.
So not Scott. So not the Element. He was in another place before that.
Yeah, and then he went to the Element.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he stayed. He had a house too. I know he like had a. I've known him in a few places, and then I started staying with Chad at Chad Bishop's house, and that's when I wrote a song with Dylan, Marlo, and Elijah. We had a schedule right, and Tyler was like lived there with Dylan and Chad at the time, and yeah, Tyler hopped on the right, and that's when we wrote "It Ain't Me," and four-way guy right there, and that's kind of like the beginning of sleeping on their couch. And it's funny when Chad would go to Texas, I would show up. Like he'd be gone for like 3 months, and I would just like, what do we take advantage of that? Stay 3-4 weeks at a time, maybe more if I could, and sleep in Chad's bed. And but I would like wash his sheets. Just if you know Chad, you know Chad, and I'd wash his sheets before I sleep there, and then obviously before he would show up and be all nice and tidy, like it was when he left it. And I wouldn't say he knew I was staying there, I guess, because obviously like he seen my Snapchats and my stories and stuff like that. But he didn't know I was using his room. You know what I mean? Which is cool. I mean, Chad's my dude, so like, it don't he don't even care. He probably wouldn't even care anyways. He would but it's just funny how that worked, and that's when Chambers took me under his wing. Tyler, he we wrote a lot together by ourselves, and just I kind of the way I look at songwriting, I listen to everything, and just like when if you listen to even like hit songs, you can hear it. There's a lot of like little things that are ear candy that like Talkin' Tennessee, that them T's and all that stuff, and like just little things that I've picked up on. I've like really tried to study songwriting, if that makes sense. And Tyler helped me out a hell of a lot with that. Just he's good. He's really good, and it's crazy like to know that he's like that good. He like invited me on a lot of rides too, which is cool. Like I would didn't have anything to do that day, and he'd be like, "Hey, you want to hop on my 11?" It'd be like me and Ryan Nelson, me and Drew Baldridge, me and whoever.
You're getting in these rooms and you're learning.
Facts. I'm watching them like bounce. They write all the time, so like I'm watching them just do it, and we wrote some really cool songs back in the day, which is kind of cool. They wrote some really cool songs. I would help out a little bit, but like it's just it was cool to be able to experience that early. I remember I was writing with Abram Dean the other day, and he told me, he was like, the first time I met you, I talked about getting a co-write with you, and you were like, yeah, I do. He just said I said something that was like definitely showed that how green I was. Like I didn't even know what a co-write was, and he was like, dude, it wasn't that long ago. I was like, it's just wild. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
good Lord is good, and He's blessed. Blessed the crap.
Yeah,
out of me.
it's nice to have some big brothers in town too.
Dude,
like,
facts, facts.
That's been a big thing for you.
Yeah, man. And I could call any single one of them up and just be like, "Yo," I mean, they've. It's funny, like Towers to shoot me straight and like piss me off when he tells me the truth. You know what I mean? And like there was, before I signed my deal, I had this stupid mentality for some reason, and I just remember calling Tower about it, and Tower's like, "You're an idiot. You're literally an idiot." And kind of got pissed off at Tower, and I remember calling Derek just mad. He was like, "Well," Derek's like, "Tower's not wrong." You know, Derek explained it a little differently, but it was in the same concept, which is fun. Like, but I needed to hear both. I needed to hear both that. You know what I mean? Because like, if I'd have heard the one before the other, I might not have took Derek as serious. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And which is cool that I have that like circle. That's with anybody. Dylan, Lee, any of my friends I can talk to. Like we're all that tight. Like we're all, you know, that open with each other that we don't even like we don't really care. Like at the end of the day, like we are who we are and we all know that. You know what I mean? Which is cool.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Now, who are some people now? Because you've been in town now for a little bit of a minute, like a little while. You've been what now? 2 years?
Yeah, well, it's like a year and 8 months.
Okay, so just on over that year and a half. But there's even guys coming to town now that are new guys in town, and they're coming to you now, and you're kind of introducing them and
yeah, dude, it's
doing all that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Especially when I go out and you know, I don't know. It's crazy how many people I've met already, and I'm not saying like, and it's not even like, but everybody in this town, I feel like I've met has been good, mostly. You know what I mean? Everybody has their flaws. But don't we all? You know what I mean? But there's not really a single person in this town that I've like had to really get away from. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like, or I don't see and want to dap up at the bar or whatever, shake their hand or whatever, give them a hug, which is pretty crazy. And you know, it's like I have friends back home and I have my high school friends and stuff like that. But it's crazy how close we all are. I guess it's because, you know, the industry's so big, you know, and there's so many, like, spots for everybody to hang out. Like, you know, I'm tight with publishers and stuff like that. And, like, people in an A&R and all, you know, whatever. Like, I see them, I give them a big old hug and ask, you know, ask them how their mom and them's doing, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy that, like, we have that tight-knit of, you know, that's why everybody say, like, Nashville's like a big, small town. I hear a few people say that.
Very, very much is.
Which is, like, crazy. Like, I mean, like, dude, when it's a popping round at Live Oak, dude, you know, like, you show up. I mean, you see me out, like, and I know there's something going on. You'll see me and be like, you here to, like, just hang? I'm like, yep. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, and thank you for coming out to support and for playing a lot of our Tuesday nights, man. Yeah, man, you were one of our first guys that we had on that thing.
It's crazy. I appreciate, you know, you always thinking of me, man, because it's you.
Yeah, it'll be 2 years in September.
That's dude, time flies, bro.
Yeah, and we did quite a bit in 2020. Like we were doing rounds, man. Like when nobody else was doing them, which was pretty wild.
And they were like popping off, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much going on, but we also had some good lineups in there.
Well, but also, dude, you pick people that Nashville like wanted to hear. Like you just like it's not reruns. Like, you know what I mean? Like you pick the fresh people. Like you pick who. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's almost like a little whiskey jam. Like it's like the whiskey jam writers round, which is cool. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you saying that.
Like it's like like we all talked about that. Like I remember when it was popping off back in quarantine. Like we would go and like we'd be like, dang, like this shit's getting it. Like this is cool. Bro, like I love it, dude.
One of the wildest ones, the first Whale Tail Takeover.
Yeah, man.
You were in that one, which we had like Jordan Fletcher on that one. We had Chambers. We had Dylan. We had Sweet Leah. I'm trying to think who else. Like we had like that crew because Wales is a part of the crew too, and dude, Wales just happens to be the best insane.
That's a whole nother like. I gotta pull up the picture
because that's a mutual. When did you first meet Wales? Because that's another. I mean, obviously he sponsors and is a partner. Helps me do this thing. You know.
Yeah. So he like. Here we go, because I screenshot it at the concert. September 23rd, 2018. That's when I had my first ever amphitheater show in Carrollton. for the Raising the Radio song, and that's when like a bunch of people showed up. It was pretty freaking crazy. I don't understand how to like explain the like how it felt, and like it was the ultimate push to like this can happen. This is real. Like this is not just bar gigs. This is something This is something more, and you can look at it, but it was September 23rd, 2018, and he commented and said, "This is dope, dude. Love your sound." I didn't even like it. I didn't even like notice it. He just commented that like as like a fan. That was his Wales account. Like that was before he even touched a camera.
Yeah.
And he commented on he just like happened to see me on like Explore page or whatever, and was like, "Dude, I dig it." Next thing you know, we're homies. He starts sleeping on my couch just because like it's we got a good house, good place to stay, and it's just nuts that like how far he's gone with it.
Yeah, how far he's going,
how far he's taking it,
bro. Yeah,
and
he's everywhere,
dude. Facts, and like and it's. I mean, just wait till you see the Drinking in a College Town video. It's like it's next level. I mean, Wales is just. He's arguably the best that I feel like. I mean, and the thing is, it's a lot of it's like by himself. Now, he has people that helps him and works for him and stuff like that. But a lot of the musical stuff is done by him. Like like I know he has his sister work for him and Beezy. Like,
bro, I love Beezy too. And great, dude.
Cool.
The
whole fam's great. I mean, his mama always gives me love on
She comes to the rounds sometimes and just hangs, man.
And I love it.
I love it. It's a family affair.
Dude, facts, man. It's cool. It's so cool that, like, it's all like this. And, that's kind of how my family feels about it. Like, it's crazy. My little sister, like, is such a big fan of, like, what I'm doing, but, like, what all, like, Muscadine, Bloodline, John Langston, like, all them guys, like, she looks up to, like, how, like, I did and stuff like that. I have the same emotions, but she, she obviously, like, not homies with him, so like she still has that crazy like fangirl, and it's just so cool when I get to like do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just like that. Brother the same way. You know what I mean? Parents, they kind of know what's going on, but like they're worried about chickens and auctions and whatnot. But
yeah, what's a day in the life at the Hicks farm?
Well,
like, I guess it really depends on what you're doing because there's so much shit. Do you guys have like people working on the farm, or is it just the family?
There's a guy that'll come weed eat, and there's another guy that Dad has that like his name's Randy that'll just come help him, and his son Chance will come help too. But Dad, wakes up at like 3 or 4 and goes and does like chickens till like 8. Chicken houses. We have chicken houses, broiler chickens, meat chickens, and and he does like a lot with that. Still hand feeds. Like when we have like automatic stuff, but like he still puts out trays and hand feeds and does all that goodness. And there's that, and then Dad has like real estate and does auctions, like estate sales and stuff like that. Also he has a licensed gun license, whatever. He can sell you stuff, and just he's a hustler. And Mom, she's just stay-at-home mom, does things now. Just does that kind of thing now. Which crazy. My brother's a cowboy. Does works with cows 24/7. That and hay. Like it's always that. And does a lot of stuff on horseback and catches cows with
So what was what was your special? Like what were you doing when you were living on the farm? What was your chore?
I cut a lot of grass and helped in the chicken houses and helped Papa with hay and did cows, but also had other jobs. When I turned 16, I started working. My first job was Patrick Steed, and that was at P&M Farms or A&A Gas at the time too. They had a gas company that was propane, and I would freaking ride in a gas truck in the winter in the cold, cold, and drag a freaking hose behind your house and fill up your propane tank. Yeah, I was like that little kid dragging the hose, and it was fun job. We had it was fun because Patrick's cool, treated me like a son. So it was cool hangs and stuff like that. Family was also we've known them for all of our lives. So it was just I was their son, and but I had that job. But I guess I got tired and was screw this, and I quit and went worked for a guy named Mark Thompson, and with my brother worked alongside with and worked for his nephew Eric Thompson, and they still do that stuff together. They still like build fences and do cattle and stuff like that together and lease property and all that mix up. That's their business. But I used to build barns and build fences and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah. That was a rough job. That was like I remember me and Brett Waldrop, we worked together at the same time. He worked for Eric and I worked for Mark. I just remember that was just a rough job. We just, drank a lot of beer. I was like in high school and I'd just be drinking so much beer because Mark cared, but if it was 5 o'clock and he was getting off, he was going to drink a beer. And he didn't care if you had, he didn't buy his beer, but if you had beer in your cooler, he's not going to say anything, you know what I mean? But it's just crazy, I literally was living the life of a 21-year-old farmer or an adult farmer, at the age of 16. And then I guess I got tired of doing that. But I did a lot of stuff with him, cows and hay and all that, whatever on the farm. He had farm too, and he planted corn and soybeans and stuff like that too. But there was that, and then I guess I quit that and went back to Patrick and worked for him another summer and winter, I'm pretty sure. And then I just ended up drifting back, kind of helping. I always helped at home too. At the same time, I'd always be helping at home. They were getting up pay, and I got home at 5 or 6 o'clock. I'd have to go out there and do it till dark, whatever. Just grinding, man. But it was cool. It was literally, it makes writing country songs super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. Because, I just lived it. It's cool. It's really cool. Because, I think about it a lot. I write a lot of the stuff I write about comes from the heart, which is really cool. And, gives me, feelings of emotions, you know what I mean? Which is, makes doing it very, 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 very worth it.
Yeah. What was the first night in Nashville that you didn't remember what you did?
Oh, so that was New Year's, I think, last year. And got blackout with Reed Morris on Broadway. And I left my phone.
By the way, I love Reed.
Reed's great, bro.
Incredible
He's my
human,
boy, man.
Yeah.
He got me into music, or got me into, that this is the thing. And so credit a lot to Reed. He's always been there. He's one of them guys that'll just come get you off the side of the interstate.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest. When you hear the term "good old boy," because it's just the nicest.
He's like his
human.
grandpa. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. He's like his grandpa.
Yeah.
If you can imagine what his grandpa is, just he's grandpa. You know what I mean? I love it. I love Reed. It's so funny. But yeah. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the first night that you didn't remember.
Yeah. So I got super blackout. I was 21 at the time. I was freshly 21 too. So I was partying. We were on Broadway, and I had a phone wallet, the little old man phone wallet, and I left my phone and wallet in the Uber. I woke up in Reed's hotel room, and I had my watch on, and I was looking for my phone. I was are you serious? And I luckily found it on my watch somehow or whatever. And the guy answered it, and me and Reed drove out there to find him or whatever, and we got my phone back. But that was that night. I didn't do anything too stupid, but...
Do you remember what bars you went to?
Man. What bars did we go to? I was already kind of I've had a few fake IDs in my life, so... And Nashville's taken a lot of fake IDs, so don't think it's a fake ID town. No, bro, I had one of the best fake IDs ever, and I used it a lot, and it literally took one Red Door bouncer to, catch it, and I was like... Freak.
Yeah, I used to do that for a living. I used to take IDs.
Yeah,
I was a door guy.
Yeah, it's bro, it was a game that I knew I was playing. And I respect it. You know what I mean? I think it was my 21st birthday. I kind of got screwed over, but the door guy was literally doing his job. And
is that the Red Door paper ID thing?
No, it was the Red Door. My ID, even though I still use that ID. It was it doesn't expire. I wasn't 21 yet. It was literally it was I was partying on the 14th, and that midnight was I was 21.
And what time were you trying to go in the bar?
Yeah, I think it was 30 minutes before. But the only thing is I skipped. I didn't show up with Derek and all them. They were already in the bar. If I show up with them, I show them my fake ID. They don't even care. I wouldn't say they don't care. I just would sneak by them. I would strategically be placed. I got turned. Granted, I have been turned down another like in Broadway trying to do the same thing, whatever. Like don't get any ideas, but
Yeah.
they're not gonna they're not gonna punch you in the face, but they're gonna take your ID.
Do you still get stopped?
No, not really, which is funny because like I have once, but like it was because I guess the dude just didn't really believe my ID, like or whatever. Like my long hair, I had to show him my concealed carry because like it's got my short hair on it. But no, I don't really get messed with. But it's still like I just remember that. I remember the feeling of like being underage and being like, this could be it. You know what I mean? And being like, and I wouldn't drive. Sometimes I'd ride with Tyler, and I'm like, man, how like big of a burden would that be if I couldn't get in the bar? I had to just sit in the truck or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever.
It's like you're a kid again.
Yeah, 100%.
Sit in the truck, no?
Facts. But like I don't even think about it now. I'm 22, but my little T Swift year. But it's still cool to like know like I got like I didn't back home like it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's too terribly hard to buy beer, but there was a store. I knew the owner pretty well, and but I just remember being up here like I felt like such a freaking cool dude. Like I just felt so cool being in a bar at like underage. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like I didn't know this was even a thing. Like you know what I mean? Like being from a small town.
Yeah.
Like it's like nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
How many people are in Carrollton? Not counting.
There's like 25,000. I think 20,000. It's pretty. It's kind of big.
Does that count the college?
I think so.
If that counts the college, then it's
I think so.
probably even less than that. But
I mean, it's kind of big, but like it's not. But like everybody's rural. Like
it's
everybody's
so spread out. People
facts.
are out in the hills.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
out in the fields.
I was talking to somebody last night, and they were like, "You had to drive in the town." I was like, "Yeah, it take me like 15, 20 minutes, depending on how fast I was going." And they're like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yes." Like, is that like weird? I mean, I remember being on dates with girls or whatever, and we'd be driving out to the farm or something like that, and they'd be like, "When are we gonna get there?" Especially at dark, because like in the daytime, it's a little easier to look outside and see the fields and stuff. But in the dark, they'd be like, "Golly, when are we gonna get there?" You know what I mean? Like, it's just funny.
Yeah, that sounds like a damn country song. Right? You literally lived it,
dude. I'm telling you, man. I lived at the dead end of a dead end road on a 75-acre farm. Grew chickens and cattle and rode tractors and had pawpaws and had grandmas and had best buddies that lived up the road from me. I grew up living with. There was Zeke, Mason, Quay, Cole, Tyler, and my brother. And then when Mike Thornton or when Granddaddy and Grandmama, that's what I call them, when Mike and Wayne Thornton had their grandkids down, it was Wesley and Blake Thomas. And, sometimes Barrett, he was from Alabama. So there was literally that many boys that would be, like, on our road. If we didn't have other friends come and hang, like, hit them up, go just ride by their house and just walk up to their front door. Hey, can we hang out? No, okay. And yes, if they can, we'd go to a fort, to the woods, do whatever we were doing. Like, it was
to a fort.
Dude, we would get like our parents' drills and our hammers and nails, and dude, build like straight up plywood like fortresses and like
where, like in the house or like
in the
out
woods,
in the field?
bro, in the middle of in the forest, in like in the sticks, dude. Oh yeah, like
what's the wildest thing you've seen in the woods? Have you seen a Bigfoot?
No, but I've seen a wild pig.
How big?
It was pretty big. And it tripped me out.
Bigger than you?
I climbed on the four wheeler and I was like, in a straight up like I'm about to like pee my pants like pose. You know what I mean? Like,
was it charging you guys?
No, it was just running by and I was like, holy shit.
Were you by yourself?
Yes.
Oh, that's terrifying.
It was just like I was close to the house too, which was even creepier. I think it was like one of them like feral like pigs that can get out because people like let shit out all the time, which is stupid. Well, I've had to. Seen a lot of dogs and stuff like that and cats, running wild and feral.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's very, I've definitely lived a very country life. I mean, like the way my grandpa and the way I was very blessed to have both grandparents still living they still live and they still live on our road. Like I'm not even a mile from me. So like, and my dad and his family is from Kentucky, and my grandpa and my mom and her dad are like it's the family farm, born and raised where they're at, and which is pretty cool. Like, cause fifth generation type stuff going on. Fifth generation.
Yeah, I would have been fourth generation taking over my family business, doing that water stuff I was talking about earlier, which is pretty wild and stuff.
But we all have our own things, and we'll all drift back to it, man. You know what I mean? That's like, one day when we're like, when I'm doing a music thing and you're like Bobby Bones in it, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can own that. You can, like, you know what I mean? You have enough money. You have to, like, do something with your money. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, dude, I dream so freaking big, dude. Like, I'm telling you, like, I can't wait to just, like, turn my road into Hicksville, to Hicksland. Just, like, and I want to, like, no disrespect, but there's, like, I just want to take up some of the land, like, some of the houses that were put there. I don't know you, didn't make an effort to know me, and bulldoze everything and just make it a freaking pasture land. I let my brother run it, cows and horses, and like just make it like, you know what I mean, and just like a dirt bike track, and just have all these like different things, and just, I don't know. I think it's closer than you think. You just have to just reach for it.
Yeah, man.
And not be afraid to fall on your back.
What advice would you give to somebody? So, talking about some guys that are kind of newer to town. Talking about we were outside sampling that Delta 8. The Andrew Janakis.
Yeah.
A guy that's new to town and stuff, and somebody that like you have a lot of buddies that are coming to town within the last 2 years, like you did.
Right.
And what advice would you have for somebody? Say there's a dude moving from XYZ wherever. What would you tell him? Like, what advice would you have?
Real recognizes real. Be yourself. Don't be anybody different. Don't tell. If it ain't true, don't tell it.
Yeah.
Because you'll get found out. People might believe you, but you'll get found out. And once you get found out, it's kind of like, be real as you can. If you grew up hunting, but you didn't really grow up hunting, like, don't be afraid to be, don't like lie about whatever, like, you know what I mean? Just don't lie about what you did. Like people respect. I write with people. I write some of the countryest songs, and they help out tremendously with people that don't know, like, have a clue what I'm talking about when it comes to like what I'm saying. But that doesn't mean they don't know how. They don't know how to write a song, or they don't know how to, like, be them. Like, they're like,
when you say the real recognizes real, I mean, if somebody somebody could write a farming song but not know much about, like, they could tell that story still.
Yeah, it
helps to have somebody that's got that experience.
100%, because there's I mean, that's how you sometimes get the little things that, like, real people that know what they're talking about can understand it. But at the same time, like, you ain't got, like, it helps if you lived it, but it's not a hard thing to learn. You know what I mean? If you just that real recognizes real, don't be anything but yourself. And if that's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it explains itself, but, like, that's just with anything. Because you never know who you're like. You never know who you're talking to. And if you're not like, and if you're like, if you're saying one thing to one person, you might not know their friends, and they're like, oh, whoever said this, and you're like, that old Noah Hicks told me one thing, and he told you another. Word travels. Word travels fast in this town.
Very
fast. That.
Is that something that's different from a small town, or is that a small town aspect?
That's pretty small town aspect, but this town, way faster, bro. It's fast, like, especially if, like, we're all super tight knit. So, I mean, I guess it's the same speed. I don't know. I've seen word travel faster up here.
It's because of the damn group chats.
Yeah, there's a lot of group chats.
You can tell 20 people in less time than it would take you to tell one person before this technology.
Oh yeah. That, I mean, real recognizes real, and also just be a nice person. Like, that's really, that just goes out to anybody listening to the podcast, because that just anybody that's nice, like, I've noticed that just sick, like, succeeds so hard in this town. Nick Tressler.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know, just anybody, anybody that's really humble about what they're doing, and, you know, and like grateful, and like grinds, and, you know, gives the shirt off their back even though they might need to still wear it.
Ward, Whiskey Jam, you know.
Yeah, Ward, Grady. There's so many people that are just doing it. Like, I can literally like go on and on and on.
You talk about bar owners too.
Yeah,
you know?
bar owners
like Hasten.
Exactly. He's
know?
going. I mean, he's literally like Live Oak's kind of the spot. Like, I've seen big artists do like videos there, and like that's crazy.
And then,
you know what I mean?
And then all the different rounds, like Rowdy on the Row, has been huge,
dude. That's been huge. I mean, there's that. It's just it's a great environment. Like, they're strict, but they're not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course, they're not gonna put up with bullshit, but they're not also, they're like, you know.
Yeah, and the food, it ain't a 5-star restaurant, of course, but it's good freaking food.
Dude, it's
like
their chicken fingers smack.
Their chicken fingers are good. They literally have a full menu of all different things, and the drink prices aren't too bad. I mean, granted, I don't drink, so I don't really know I know there's $3 Busch lattes and all that. They got non-alcoholic beers for guys like me, so it's a good spot. But yeah, people that are nice like that, like, people want a lot of big part of what goes on up here is people wanting to work with each other.
100%.
Because there's so much collaboration, like, all the time. Like,
so
talk about like whether it's I mean, just really anything, because somebody always like, everybody kind of works together in different things. Like, I'm not a songwriter, but I'm involved. Like, I know what you got going on and stuff.
And I know what you got going on.
Yeah, and same thing as
social media is a big help on that. But at the same time, like, we're all still tight enough. I want to know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I want to know what Clay Barker's doing, even though I ain't talked to him, and, you know, like, I would, like, on the phone or whatever, like, texting in a minute, or I see him out and I dap him up, talk to him. But I click on his page to see what he's doing. Anybody, Blaine Rudd back home, I want to know what he's doing. Like, just all them boys, like, you know, we're all like, we're all real, and we're all really good people. Everybody's really good people. We all try to be, and we all have big, like, everybody has a big heart. Everybody has, like, you know, everybody has that tunnel vision in their own way.
Yeah, the tunnel vision's important, man, and maybe not even tunnel vision. Putting the blinders on is definitely a big part.
Big facts.
Yeah, man. So a question we've been asking we've started a few episodes off with it, and I kind of forgot to start it off with you. We were already made conversation,
right?
But I like to ask people, when was the first time you met Ryan Nelson?
Oh, Tyler Chambers. I might have met him before at a bar, I'm sure, but I know that, like, Tyler had a write with him, and he invited me to be a third, and it was at Chad Bishop's house or whatever, and, you know, the upstairs dining room table, whatever. And that's the first time I met Ryan Nelson, and he's been literally the exact same person. And we wrote a really cool song. I mean, it was great. Like, I mean, Ryan's like the real deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so my first Ryan Nelson encounter was at a Whiskey Jam, and it was the night that Show Up Drunk came out. I guess he had just cut his hair. Yeah. And yeah, he's been one of my best buddies. But I always like to ask. Usually, I ask it like, so how did you first meet Ryan Nelson? You know, it's just a question we've had continuously, because it seems like everybody and their mother, if you've been in this town for a minute, you know Ryan Nelson.
And I'm sure there's been some wild stories that.
Yeah,
on some of the podcasts I haven't listened to, but frequently listen to this one on the drives. But anyways, yeah, man, Ron's the real deal. Show.
Yeah, man, he's good. He's good people. So this past year, man, it's like a lot of silver linings came from 2020 and came from quarantine and came from all this stuff.
Man.
So let's look back. So I meet you October of 2019. You moved to town literally to start off the year in 2020, January 1st, 2020.
Yeah, man. So, like, December, I think it was you know what? It was it was a couple nights before the New Year's Eve night, that I was out with, like, Dylan Marlowe, and like Lee Langston. I can't remember who else is all out there, and there's a bunch of people, and yeah, that's when Dylan asked me if I wanted to like live with him, and dude, it was January 1st. Started packing stuff up, moving it in, and man, I had this app called Tackle that Dylan and Lee were already using.
Lee was a king on Tackle.
So I thought I was gonna have it figured out. Didn't know you had to like build your like credibility on there, and they already were killing it. So there was already like people like itching for jobs. So like I was like getting cut like slack, like so much. I didn't get hardly any jobs. I was like trying to pick up dog shit in somebody's yard, and somebody got to it for me. And I got my first one. I pressure washed this dude's fence. Made X amount of dollars. I can't even remember. I just remember I had a hell of a time at the Home Depot that I rented that pressure washer from, because they like just the pressure washer they gave me was like something. They were missing one of the ends on the hose. Didn't even realize it. I mean, I guess I should have looked, but I didn't expect them to give me a faulty thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But had that, and then so it kind of started popping off. But that's when kind of that was like right before the pandemic, and when pandemic was March, right? That's when all that virus crap hit, right?
Yeah, right around St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, well, I was just getting tackled. I had like probably 2 or 3 of them tackle jobs or whatever. Kind of staying afloat with a little bit of the money I had saved up, but I was on a stress level of like, crap, this is like not working out. I'm going to figure something out, and I got a job scraping up wax on the hardwood floors, and the people had like chemicals to pull, like to strip it or whatever, but you still had to like hands and knees with a scraper and get this stuff up. And they had a pretty big house. This woman her name is Miss Patty Cake, and she's a children's Christian book author, and does like plays and skits and like DVDs and stuff like that. And like, it's supposedly kind of like when I said that to my mom, she was like, "That sounds familiar," and she said that to another one of her friends, Melissa Beam, and Melissa was like, "I know that woman." Like, I showed my like kids that like her books and stuff like that, anyways. And her husband does something in the publishing Christian industry or whatever, the Christian publishing industry. And they had their lawyer that was living with them at the time just so happened to be like working from home, and she was, I guess, supervising me or whatever. Her and her like cute dog. The name's slipping my mind, but the dog is like the cutest thing ever. And yeah, that job ended up getting me more jobs with Amy, because Amy was like remodeling a house and like needed somebody to do a bunch of things that I can do. You know what I mean? And man, I started like helping her, and she started like really, that alongside with started working with Colt Prince and doing like lawn care. Like, luckily that summer, I was like kind of finally had my feet digging in the dirt. But I was working a lot more than I was probably like doing the music thing, which is kind of like crazy.
Yeah, so around that time, I remember popping over and hanging out at the house like during quarantine last year, and you were coming over to the spot that I was living at in Antioch and all that. When did all the deal stuff start to pop up? Because I remember you being like, "Dude, there's stuff going on. I can't really like talk about it, but like we're like good things are happening."
Yeah, man, that was they emailed me in August, and I ignored the email. And I was like, "Who is this?" I didn't really even dig deep into it, which is very stupid of me. Well, then they DM me. Red Creative did, Taylor did, and I told Dylan about it. And Dylan was like, "Man, you should entertain that for sure. Like, that's kind of a big deal." And I didn't even really know. And that's when that's what I was talking about being salty. Because not saying that I like had a lot going on. I didn't have nothing going on. But just you have like your big dogs in mind of like the Sonys, the Universals, the Warner Chappells, and all that. Like you have those people you see, or those big publishing companies you see that you kind of want to be a part of, but you don't realize, there's a lot of stuff going on there. Don't get me wrong, and no hate, but there's a lot of stuff going. There's a lot of shit happens in the little publishing companies, the Combustions, the Reds, Big Loud's big now, but I mean Big Loud's always been a freaking powerhouse publishing company, and
Yeah, you're talking even about like Seagale, 50 Egg.
Yeah, Seagale, 50 Egg, all them, dude. I write with a lot of 50 Egg writers. I write with Seagale. I write with it's so crazy how I used to think it was so cliquish. I used to think it was like super just 50 Egg only writes with 50. Obviously, they write who they want to write with, but 50 Egg only writes with 50 Egg writers. Like, no. I mean, I've written so much with Rob Pennington, Eric Dillon, Rob Snyder.
Yeah.
Reed Isbell. Just, it's crazy. Like, with 50 Egg over there, Seagal.
And you have a deal at a different place.
Yeah, I have a deal at a completely different place, but we're still, collaborating. Yeah. And it's the same, the same with Anywhere. I write with, it's just that's such a cool thing that and then that intakes when I I know Universal just they just did that Why Not Wednesday. Was it last week?
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it was. And when I went out there, I got introduced to some of the people behind, a little bit more behind the scenes, and that was just because I knew, it's just crazy how how such a big family it is, not only outside, because when the outside family, when one starts happening, it's cool watching everybody seep in, but it's crazy how welcoming and if you're real and a good person, the hugs are plentiful and they're warming and welcoming. Everybody wants to see you win just as much as they want to win. It's pretty, there's not much cutthroat, it's a cutthroat business, you know what I mean? But it's not everybody helps each other. Everybody's still it's the cutthroat's not when it comes to deals and stuff like that. The cutthroat is just either you're here to play ball or you're here not. And if you're not working, we're not going to keep entertaining you.
It's more clicky by work ethic.
Yeah,
than it is
facts.
anything else.
Exactly. If you're not putting in the work, they're not gonna entertain you. And that's why the sad story of people getting dropped, whatever. What you mean? There are a lot of super cool, famous people now that songwriters have been dropped. Like Chris Stapleton, I'm pretty sure got dropped a few times. A lot of people told him no, but it was just insane to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. You a big LaCroix guy?
Big fat LaCroix guy. This black raspberry is hitting the spizzot.
I was gonna say I started drinking LaCroix about last year too.
Man, publishing companies.
Yeah, what's the inside of a publishing house look like? I've never been in one.
Okay, well, it depends on where you go. Our publishing house, office, whatever, is in Berry Hill, towards Baja Burrito. Walking distance. Eat a lot of Baja Burrito. But if you walk into our office, it's just there's rooms that have people's office, obviously, but there's usually a room that has some speakers on, that people track guys can hook up to. We have my boss Jeremy Stover has a studio in there that we write in. I write in a lot with other writers, and they can have the capabilities of recording vocals if you have to, whatever in there. But there's also it's cool too. In our office, in our building, there's another publishing company in one of the rooms. But also has can use another writing room if they need to,
there's a lot of resources.
So
in there.
I've seen her in passing. I haven't just stopped shaking her hand. We've both been talking, or she's on the phone or whatever. Rakaya, that's Seth England's now fiance.
Yeah.
Which is cool because I follow them both, and they're engaged. The way he did that, kudos to that guy. I want to man, I'm a simp when it comes to good girls I really, really like, and I go overboard, and the way he did that, bro, that's how I want to do it. Well, you know what I mean? But like, it was cool, like how he like planned all that, and it was beautiful. And but she's up there, so like I see Ashley Cook a lot. I know she has some other people sign. Blake, his last name's I know he's got two. I can't think of it.
Pendergast?
Yeah, okay, I was about to say Pendergrass.
Pendergrass, might be Pendergrass.
Yeah, he got that walling cut, which is cool, man. But he's like, I see him a lot. Like he's got a studio up there. But they're publishing companies in the office. But like, man, on the road they're like houses. They look like they're really old houses that some are really redone nice. Seagull's dope. Seagull looks super sick. 50 Eggs, another dope like vibe. 50 Eggs is like 50 Egg is one of the houses that you just like. I feel like you can just kick back in. I remember one Friday, I showed up I was hungover as shit, but I walk in, and I was just a hair late with James McNair and Reed Isbell, and James I think he signed at Sony or somewhere like that. He signed it another like how big the pot is or whatever.
Yeah.
But I walk in with my little like grocery sack, and like Rob Pennington's down there, and like everybody, Towie, Joey, they're all sitting down there, and we're chatting. I walk up, they're like, hell yeah, casual Friday, because they were all like dressed the same. It's just cool, like everybody's just to hang, like. But then you can go to like Curb, or Starstruck, and it's like big money, and you're like, dang, this is like Starstruck looks like. I remember the first time I went to Starstruck, I was like, wow, this is like pretty insane. And I was writing with Derek Austin and Sam Martinez. Sam Martinez has an office there, and Derek was like, yeah, this is that not like early 2000s money, and it's just like freaking gigantic ceilings and like marble everything, and like, so there's like those publishing houses, like, and then there's just those, like, you know what I mean? But like, it's cool. Big Loud's a cool little spot. Big Loud's an older building, I know that, which is cool. But never been inside Sony. I've been inside the writer's house or whatever. But I mean, there's just, every single one of them is different. Every single one of them has a different vibe, and it's really cool to. Even though I write at the same, I could write at the office twice. It's cool to know that I can pick a different room, or even if I write in the same room, it's still a different. Like, every day is so different. That's why I think it's so cool that like they, you do what you love. You never work a day in your life, and it's crazy how fast this year's flown by.
Yeah, do you still write at people's houses, or is it pretty much a lot on the row?
I mean, I wrote it. So today, technically, I wrote at Trey Team's house and his apartment or whatever with another boy named Adam Sweat, and a really good song actually. And so there is that occasionally, but I mean, I like writing at the office. I like going somewhere and like it's just
because now that you're signed, it is a job.
Yeah, facts. It's crazy to think that I'm technically a professional songwriter, even though like I'm like it's damn sure don't know it all, but it's cool to like know that is what I get paid to do. Yeah, and like it's just it's like it's so wild. Just it's just the. Dream big, that's all I can say, and work your ass off.
Yeah, so you talk about dream big, and we had talked about it earlier, man. Like you're drinking a beer in a college town, and like you're partying, and with drinking in a college town with John and Travis.
Yeah,
bro.
Like I remember riding around in my old truck and playing like "Cigarettes and Me" by John Langston and David Ashley Parker, and like all them like songs like Travis, and just like. Just jamming them songs, Rhett Akins songs. Like I've played a Rhett Akins song in my set every single time I've ever played a like live show. Just about. Just it's crazy to even have those guys feature on like a song. It's just, I mean, it's wild, dude. It's so crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, those are guys you look up to, and
facts.
Now now I know. So where in Georgia are all those guys from? John's from like Loganville area, right?
Yes, and I guess Travis is.
Is he Macon or Warner Robins?
I think he's Warner Robins, Macon's area.
Okay,
and then Red's from Valdosta.
Oh, so Red's down. So Valdosta's down there. I've never been to Valdosta. I've driven through Valdosta.
Red's from Valdosta.
There ain't a whole lot in Valdosta.
Yeah, That's what's another cool thing, that we're all Georgia boys and how we all stick together, and how even if I meet somebody that the second, we're from Georgia and there's a lot of Georgia boys up here, it's really cool to like know that they got my back in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, shoot, I don't even think. I feel like the living from Georgia sometimes is like kind of like a real, like it's like a kind of a flex. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know what I mean? But if you meet the people that are like big cats in Georgia, like, remember the first time I met Dallas Davidson, or the first time I got to like talk to Dallas Davidson. That's Dylan's publishing boss or whatever. He's his boss.
A man responsible for a lot of hit songs.
Facts, 30 number ones, I think, 30 something plus number ones, something like that. And just saying that I'm from Georgia is like cred. Boom, you have it. Like, it's like you automatically like in the group. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just like automatically like that's what Tyler, Dylan. I mean, even like people outside of like Alabama boys, Florida boys, you just meet people from Georgia. Like, I mean, I'm sure you met so many people from Georgia. I'm sure when you first met me, you're like, okay, a Georgia kid, he's probably like these people right here, right? And I kind of am, in a sense. Everybody's a little different, but like we all have the same morals.
It's funny too, because there's the different ends of the Georgia spectrum too. Yes. Because you look on another side, we were talking about it outside earlier. You and a guy we actually had on an episode recently with his lovely girlfriend, Miss Meg McCree. We had Ben Chapman on. Ben Chapman. And Ben's another guy, Georgia boy. Mm-hmm. I think he's right around your age, right? Maybe a year older.
Yeah.
2 years.
I think he might be a year older.
Yeah, I think but
yeah, same age.
You guys used to play Eddie's Attic shows.
Dude,
you got like, coming up in like that same circuit. And you guys both incredibly talented, both doing big things, in very different lanes,
dude. And
yet you're both from Georgia.
Yes,
so that's not like states don't have just a straight up sound, but
no, 100%, man. I mean, we all have us growing up all gives us different vibes. Andrew Janakis, or Andrew Jackalope is what I like to call him, Jackalope,
the Jackalope.
Or Nighthawk. That's his. That's our walkie-talkie app. The name. Jeb Gibson's Lost Sheep. I kind of want to give him more of a manlier one. I love Jeb. I don't know why it's Lost Sheep, but I don't know. I just think about that. But yeah, like, kind of forgot what we were talking about. That damn Delta 8.
Peanut butter, baby. 20% off, promo code ITR.
Hey,
hit him up.
Let's go.
No, you were talking about Andrew Janakis.
Oh, yeah.
Jackalope.
So, like, Jackalope, his sound, and even Jeb's sound. Jeb's from Georgia, too. His sound is like, you hear it, and you hear how he grew up, and you listen to how he thought, like, I kind of see, like, Snapchat memories when we're hanging out together or whatever, like, of how what he was doing, very similar to mine, but like it shows in his music and it shows in his style what he likes, and it, like when we put each other in demo jail, same thing with Jeb, like we all like it all like mixes in, like it's really, really, really cool if you kind of pay attention. It's everybody. It's everybody where they come from, like. Chad Bishop's sound is definitely from where he's from. Same thing with Ryan Nelson.
Those are the Florida boys.
Yeah,
Chad Bishop is the Gator man. Like.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of just some other people from Alabama. Like,
oh yeah, no, trust it.
Just anybody from like, look at Muscadine and Bloodline, and their sound definitely comes from like a Montgomery aspect. I feel like. You know what I mean? They're like they're in a weird spot. They're close to that Louisiana swamp, that kind of stuff. But they're just close to Birmingham, where they can get that like.
Well, there's the reason they call it red clay country. That's the term Gary and Chuck have coined, and I think it says true for a lot of artists out of Alabama. It's cool, but like there is like that Georgia sound. Favorite college town in Georgia, not counting Carrollton, because I know Carrollton's a college town. That could be an easy answer.
I mean, I went to Athens, and it was pretty rad. I was dating a girl at the time. I need to be closer to the microphone. So when I was like going up there, been since. I need to go back and just get, just go experience the bars. But Statesboro looked pretty rad too.
Statesboro holds a special place in my heart.
I have a show in Statesboro coming up, opening up for Muscadine Blood Wine.
Oh, you're on the Blue Room show. Bro, is that your first time going there?
Yes, man.
Bro, you have no idea what you're in for.
Yeah, I'm actually
bro,
super
it's
excited,
one of the
man.
I've only been there 3 times now technically. But
September 16th.
yeah, so Blue Room was the first place first show I ever did with Trey Lewis was at the Blue Room, bro. And DDID came out like 3 days before the show, and they'd been playing the Blue Room as a cover act for the last few years, so they know the owners there really well, and they've been going there. So it was booked as a cover show, and then the song came out and it turned into the 90-minute set, like the headliner thing, and bro, that crowd is rowdy.
Dude,
to me, Statesboro is one of my favorite places to go, and I can't wait till I get to go back there.
I'm excited to go back. I went there one time and stayed the night, but I did go to Nat's Landing and ate or whatever. There's something in the water. Tifton, Georgia's also a really rowdy place. I mean, kudos to that place. First time I ever went down there. First time I ever went down there, I puked in their green room, and I've seen Sonny since then, and he's brought it up, and he was like, dude, I've never seen an opener get so drunk before they play. That was a little different no at the time, but I very well respect. He was like, I know you've already grown. Like I know, he's still a cool guy. Like, you know what I mean?
Terminal South,
Great
another
people.
Wild venue.
Facts, man. Tifton, A-back, baby.
Tifton
Stallions.
Tifton, they get after it. Statesboro, they get after it. Milledgeville, you been there?
I need to.
Yeah, I've been there, and they are definitely rowdy. It's a little bit of a different kind of rowdy in Milledgeville compared to Statesboro and Tifton. And Athens, of course, is great.
Yeah.
Rome is a wild time, too.
Rome, but I was going to say also, like, the KSU, like, the Buckhead area, kind of like Atlanta. They're pretty,
Is Misfits over there? There's a couple clubs that are over in there. Not counting the big Buckhead Theater, of course.
Yeah, which is...
Then isn't the Roxy over in that area, too?
Yeah, the Roxy's in about the stadium.
Oh, the Battery.
The Battery. That, I cannot believe I got to play that. Like, it's still like, that was one of the coolest moments, and big thanks to Muscadine, Gary and Charlie, for, asking me to come play that. Because not only that was just like a big venue, it was just really, really cool to like bring my brother and sister and his girlfriend and in there and got to like VIP it and like kind of get to see like what's to come. And when my name's on that wall, like it's just like, it's just so cool. Like it's just so like the fans are just Muscadine Bloodline fans or something else. You know what I mean?
I know a thing or two about
100%,
that, man.
I'm about to say
they love to buy some merchandise, and there is something about that, man. Like that's something cool too. Is that you have guys like Gary and Chuck, you've got guys like John, you've got guys like Travis, and they've all come up playing the same places. Like the gigs that you've had, they've played similar gigs. Like when they were starting out, they literally did. They came up in the same circuit, which is why it's so cool that there's the big brother aspect, and there's like this fraternal kind of feel to Georgia, Alabama, a little bit of Mississippi, there is that. And you're getting to see how their fan bases are, and their fan bases are hungry for the next guy too.
right.
And when you're out opening for these guys, it's like okay, so Gary and Charlie like this kid, we're probably gonna like him too. And then they hear you play, and they're great listeners.
Yes.
The Langston crowd, the Muscadine crowd, they're great listeners. They and they're gonna support you every way they can. So when you put out a song, they're gonna pre-save, pre-order. Do whatever with that shit, man.
Dude.
Do you have those yet? Do you have like the diehards where you're like, the fans' names and like they're coming out to a lot of shows?
For sure. I mean, absolutely. I mean, most of my
like that diehard group out of like that Georgia, Alabama,
absolutely. And a lot of them are from Alabama.
Bro, like Big Worm.
Dude, Big Worm, bro. He comes. He's come to a few of the the smaller shows that I've played like in Alabama before I even really started coming to Nashville. But I see him like involved in everything. Him, a girl named Chaston.
Yep.
Trying to think of just other. I mean, there's so many people that I just know are diehards. I mean, there's
Lissa Culberson, Lauren Farmer.
Yeah,
she's another Carrollton.
Michelle.
Yep.
I can't think of her last name. She comes to everything.
Kalika.
Yeah,
it's something with a K.
Yeah, it's. I hug her neck every single time. I know them. I know their Instagram handles. I know. I see. I check. I kind of like. I mean, I see the comments. I know what you're saying. Like, sometimes I can't read every DM, and sometimes
But it's like, but that's how you build a fan base.
Absolutely, but
you have a foundation like that, and it's cool that you've got that going on.
Well, I just remember being that person. Remember how cool it was when Riley Green would ask me to, or like would respond to a DM or whatever. Like, I don't know how to like it. Like, he's somebody I haven't talked to in a long time, but I remember just when he would play them shows, he would always allow me to hang out with the band and be like around them, and like I was basically shadowing. And it's cool, Muscadine and Riley was putting on a back 40 bash, and Muscadine was playing, Tyler Reeve was playing, and that's the night I really fell in love with music. And it's really cool to watch all them guys because I knew they were playing in some of the same bars, and they even played in some of the same areas that I could potentially play at even after that night, but they were also doing like really big things as well when they had the opportunities. Like Riley's show on Mountain Street. You can go all the way back on his Instagram to his last show on Mountain Street, and I took that picture with my red iPhone, whatever. I can't even remember what it was, but I remember like there was a lot of people from my hometown that were there, and I remember I was in high school, and I remember how cool it felt to have him like point at me like outside of he was standing on stage. He was like Noah, come here, and I was just like. People were like hitting me like, holy crap. And I was just like, I knew what I was about to go do. Like, I kind of like already knew. Like, I'd never done it before, but it was the first time. And I just remember that was just like that was like one of the moments that like drove me. Cause like, I just remember being like, man, I'm not far from being that. Like, you know what I mean? Cause I sang Hurricane at Back 40 Bash, that show I was talking about, that Muscadine Tower was there. And they sang, and his crowd sang it to me back like it was my song. And I was like, man, what if that was my song?
That's a high you never want to come down
100%,
from, and that's what you keep chasing.
Dude, yeah, and it's crazy. I was sitting with Thomas Archer. We were eating lunch after we were riding. And I just remember getting to tell him that story, and he was like, man, that's really cool. And I was like, dude, yeah, you wrote a song that like put me into a place of like, this is going to be something I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Biggest oh shit moment when you're like, oh, I'm writing with this person. Wow.
Haven't written with him yet, but I got a Rodney Clausen date coming up soon.
No shit.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, it was kind of cool. It was. I mean, I don't like Tracy Beathard. When I seen him on my calendar, I was like, dang, that's pretty freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was a kind of a wild moment.
What was the first one where you went in? Where you kind of was it like that intimidating feeling a little bit where you're like, holy cow. Or your first co-write where you were kind of intimidated. It could even be somewhat early on.
Yeah, I mean, let's just check the old calendar and just go back. Because, I mean, there's honestly, like, Taylor, my publisher, man, he's literally the freaking man. Like, there's not anybody I want to write with, he's going to, like, do it. He's going to hook me up. So, I had I guess my first big boy write. Yeah, my first big boy write was Eric Dillon and Alex Palmer. And Eric was on Zoom and Alex was in person. And the next one was Rob Pennington and James McNair. That was pretty crazy because James like has written some hits and Rob's just a really good songwriter, and he's in. And then another meeting. That's what's on my sound. Another meeting, October 18th, and then I had a Josh Dunn and Emil Mason, right? That was another freaking crazy Cadillac 3's drummer. Like that was like Josh Dune, excuse me. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Eric Joe and Ronnie Mount ran.
But did you have that moment,
dude?
like,
I still have it. I mean, every single ride I go into, I still I'm sitting there across from Brad Clausen and whoever, and I can just literally just think about the songs they've written, and I just go into that fangirl moment. And I'm to the point now. I'm cool. Mostly everybody that I'll tell them, or I'll be, I'll bring low key bring it up, whatever. But I mean, I went home this past weekend, and dude, I turned on the radio for 15 minutes, and I knew every single writer personally written a song with every single writer that came across that radio 92.1.
That's crazy.
And I'm talking about they were in my phone because I looked them up.
That's crazy.
And I mean, of course, it's something I knew off the top of my head, but I was just like, everywhere from, like Luke Bryan to freaking Luke Combs to Jason Aldean to Brett Young to all these people. Like, it's just like, what? It's just like that's a thing. That's something I dreamed about, and I knew, but I didn't think it was, I knew it was something. I knew it was possible. I didn't think it would come this fast. And very blessed for it. It's been a very, 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 very long but short ride. I don't know how to explain that.
Well, the thing is, you started young.
Yeah. Right. Like, I mean, I just remember when I was 17 and when I did that Back 40 Bash show, I just remember I was like, man, this is what I got to do. And I just remember, like, screw school.
Yeah, that's 5 years, bro. That's not this quick. I mean, the thing is, maybe you're saying quick because you're doing it young.
Right.
Because you've been putting in the work for 5 years.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
You've played those restaurant gigs.
Yeah, I have
done that, man. You're not just, you put in the work, bro.
Facts, bro.
It's happening, dude.
Dude, man, it's kind of hard to even, like, I feel like, man, I'm playing at freaking, a Mexican restaurant feels like literally so not so long ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can remember that, like, very vividly tugging that
luggage.
Did
you ever play for just chips and salsa?
Dude. I mean, I usually got paid, most likely. I didn't take no free gigs, but, I mean, I definitely have some places that were, like, I don't understand why they don't, like, treat the band a little better. That's been used now sometimes. I'm like, man, it ain't nothing to give somebody a hot meal. Especially at a restaurant that's like pumping out food.
Yeah. So you were doing the Mexican restaurants. I'm guessing
I was playing anywhere that anybody would pay me. I've played at a girl's 16th birthday in 3 hours away in Alabama. I played your backyard party gig. I've played on a boat. Played, in the house. I've played dude, you name it. I've played it. Like, I don't do not discriminate on going out making money playing a gig. Because, I mean, that's like, private parties, I wouldn't say suck. They can get, like, when they're drunk and trying to grab the microphone and sing.
How many frat parties have you done?
Oh, I mean, I've done a few. Man, I'll tell you what was a really crazy frat party, or I got to see my first one. Riley Green was playing at KA in Alabama.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I was in high school.
Who'd you go down there with?
A guy named Chad Miller, and he just knew Riley, and another guy that was, I guess, Riley's manager at the time was kind of like steering me in directions. Like, when I could call him and talk to him, Brady Thrower. He was also showed up down there. But, man, Riley's just playing. And I remember that was one of the times I got to actually first hang out with Riley's band. Meet Quinn, Tyler Galway. Tyler's not there no more. But, I mean, like, a lot of, like, the early on band, Quinn still plays. But, man, that was like, I'll never forget that night just because how crazy that party was. Also, Riley let me get on stage and sing Dixieland Delight, and I forgot the words to it. Facts. There's a video on Facebook somewhere, and I mean, you live and you learn. Knew the song, but when you're in high school and you're, they're giving you Hunch Punch from a KA party, like, you don't know what, at University of Alabama, I had no idea frat houses had a freaking elevator. Yeah, dog. Had an elevator and a house mom. I was like, what? That was crazy. I met the house mom. She was showing me all the cameras. I was like, wow, I'm sure you've seen some shit. But, yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
I even played some for my hometown in West Georgia. I played for, like, Pike. Played for them a few times, man. Pike's rowdy is all get out, bro. They live in Greek Village, which is on campus, And dude, they have like thrown down to the sun.
Is that who Brennan?
Yes, Brennan Cato is a Pike. He's a Pike. Yeah.
Oh, that's all I need to know.
that dude, yeah. And then I've also played at Chi Phi. Chi Phi's rowdy. I played 801 at Chi Phi, bro. And there was like okay, 801 is where all sororities can't drink for a certain amount of time when school first starts, and 801 is when they can drink. Can't remember the exact day of it, but I remember there was so many girls. It was like a sea of women, of college girls, and Chi Phi frat, and me and my band playing. It was like one of the best times of my life. Played for KA, same thing. I mean, they were beer showering in their party barn, just literally like straight up rowdy. Like and they all show. Every single frat shows up to shows, and they like outside party on the farms and the drive-in show, and it's.
And these are people that are posting about the music when it's coming out, that are keeping up with what you've got going on, releases, merch, shows.
And there's good people, and that's just, I mean, and it's honestly everywhere I go, because I have a very good facial memory. Like, I remember people's faces a lot, and I might not remember your name, and I hate it if I don't. That Delta 8. That's a memory loss or whatever. But yeah, it's just. The support from day one has been unreal, and everybody's just like, it's just, there's Angie Gregory. She's been like, there's so many people I can name off that literally like just have been there, that just her and her crew, like they're just like, there's just so many people that I've been able to meet.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. Now, who are or for the rest of this year, what are some goals to close out 2021? I know we got the new song that. Yeah,
man. I Can Tell Your Small Town coming out. Hopefully, gonna drop another one. My team over at Red, they have a lot. I have a lot of faith in them on their plan on what they want to do.
So you're kind of just sitting.
Oh man,
you're not as involved as
I am, but I ain't. They run things by me. I had no idea we were dropping the song August 13th, but I was like, hell yeah, let's go. I thought it was gonna be a little later maybe, but I'm like, let's run it. Heck yeah, you know what I mean? Before my Eddie Zadek show. That's dope. That they. That's where I trust them, because I know that that's what they do, and they just tell me hey, write songs and focus on the artist thing, and which is cool, because my team, literally John, he does things and he sends me things and pictures and does just things for my Instagram and takes pictures and does photography, and it's just the work ethic between John, Taylor, and Jeremy is literally unmatched. I feel I feel like the wave we're fixing, that we're creating, is gonna be tremendous. It's just because everything's there, everything it's so cool to know that I got such a good team, and it's such a blessing to know that they're who they are.
Yeah,
it's literally I say, it was home when I walked through those doors. It feels like home.
Yeah,
to this day.
Headlining shows coming.
Yes, I have that Eddie Zadek show, August 19th.
So I know obviously the opening slots. Those are great too. But
yeah.
But I'm thinking when are we getting Noah Hicks shows, hour plus sets of your music, not just the covers.
That's the beautiful thing about when anybody listening to this that wants me to come open a show for them, you're gonna get my covers. Excuse me, you're gonna get my originals. You're not gonna get no covers.
Yeah. And
my old drummer, he's playing for John Langston now, which is super cool. Eric Pritchard, he sparked that fire under me, and it's the hardest thing about it is, though, that anybody that wants to try it, sometimes you have to have one cover in there if the crowd's not throwing it back. Always have one prepared. But if you can sell your original music, if you get up there and not only just sing your songs but entertain, I don't think you need covers, because I think people are so like country music fans are so hungry for new music and the new acts. Look at the people that pop up on TikTok all the time and Instagram and stuff like that. It's Zach Bryan. He just came to mind. Like I don't really know much about him. I know like his songs are freaking popular.
Yeah, his stuff. He's a different level.
Yeah, he's great. I got to listen to some of his stuff, but I just know he's killing it, and it like kind of came by. It came that viral moment, like same thing with Janakis, like
off their
originals, and because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear that new. They want to hear the new. They want to be the first. People liked because I used to like to be the first one to send the song to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what's really cool is being able to get to write the songs that are. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's so crazy.
That is freaking awesome, man. Well, dude, this has been a freaking blast, bro.
I'm saying, man, this is cool.
Second podcast ever,
and I got first podcast with a homie and another homie. Second podcast with a homie, dude. This is great. Like,
yeah, man. I really enjoyed your episode with Nikki T and Kurt over on the Tales from the Front Row.
Well, I enjoyed the hell out of this.
And this was a lot of fun too, man. I appreciate you coming. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Noah Hicks Music. You can find a number to text me in my Instagram bio, my Facebook bio. I'm on TikTok as well.
How does that work, by the way?
So I have a little app that I can actually respond.
Do you have any in there right now?
Yeah, we can just check it out and see what's up. Let's see.
I've wondered how that works.
Because I haven't got anything crazy. But we'll see what the last. The Chance King messaged me and say Wednesday 9/11 and said PM and said, "Hey man, just wanted to say I love your music. I love the music." Let's text back. Thanks, brother.
That's awesome. So be sure to check out that texting service. You can find that in Noah's IG. Make sure to follow him on all the socials. Stream his music. He's got some great songs out, and he's got some more great songs coming along. And be sure to check out shows. He might be coming to you soon, and check him out if he's playing somewhere in town. Also, quick shout-out to the sponsors, Whaletail Media, Trailside CBD, Saxman Studios, and remember to leave a 5-star review, y'all. We enjoyed this episode with our boy Noah. We're going to let him take us out with his brand new one, I Can Tell You're Small Town. Y'all have been listening to the In the Round podcast.
Let's go. Girl, I can tell you're glad we got out of that downtown bar. Got a 6er, drove up Pine Creek just to see these midnight stars. Baby, you look unreal in them high heels and that dress. But you're a little more t-shirt and blue jeans if I had to guess. I can tell you're small town. Probably got a water tower and a Mapco. I can tell you're small town. Probably got one light and 100 dirt roads. The way you lit up when I played that jukebox John Deere Green, and the way you wiped up sit across that old Chevy bench seat, I can tell you're small town like me. When I threw some gravel off them tires, you didn't bat an eye. Said I'm sorry about the dirt and the floorboard. You laughed, said I don't mind. And the way you're laying them kisses right on me right now, I can tell you're small town. Probably got a water tower and a Mapco. I can tell you're small town. Probably got one light and 100 dirt roads. The way you lit up when I played that jukebox John Deere Green, and the way you wiped up sit across that old Chevy bench seat, I can tell you're small town like me. Small town like me, yeah. It's in the way you say goodnight, with a kiss in the porch light. And maybe we can go back there one day, 'cause I love the way I can tell you're small town. Probably got a water tower and a Mapco. I can tell you're small town. Probably got one light and 100 dirt roads. The way you lit up when I played that jukebox John Deere Green, In the way you wiped up, sit across that old Chevy bench seat, I can tell your small town like me. I can tell your small town like me.